In the places it's really filled in, it's looking super lush and green. And Burley loves to curl up in it. Hey folks, Ariel over here at Fineth. We want to do a little update on the clover planting in our yard lawn area here around the tiny house. So if you've been following along for a while, you probably know that I had seeded mini clover, among others, around the rest of the property. I seeded all kinds of big clovers, but I had seeded mini clover in through the existing grass that was here when we bought the place, kind of around the tiny house, because despite the fact that most of the property is grass right now, we're working to turn most of it into, you know, woods and berry bushes and orchard and other things. And my dream is that one day I will only need a little hand mower to, you know, maintain a few walking paths and like a little circle around the house, stuff like that. But anyway, the grass, I have since learned, I had no idea when I planted the clover last year, that we have mostly quackgrass on this property, and it's very invasive, and it choked out most other seeds I planted. I had planted sunflower seeds, I had planted pea seeds, I had planted all kinds of wildflowers. Not a, there's a massive long list. Not a single one of them survives. The grass choked all of them. The clover is actually the only thing that is successfully competing with the quackgrass. So I think overall this yard area is looking really good. You can see how when you look straight down, the clover areas look solid green. You know, if you're looking across grass blades that are thin, it looks green, but when you're looking straight down, you actually can't see the soil, versus in between the areas that are still only grass, there is just tons and tons of bare earth, and that's because they make such a dense mat of their roots that they can't even send up you know, grass blades thickly and frequently. Now, if you actually had started with like a normal lawn grass of some variety for your area, that would probably be a bit different. But I am really happy with how the clover is actually out competing it, and it's filling in. You can see how in spots like this where the clover's mixed in between the grass, it's making it a pretty solid mat where you can't see the soil even when you look straight down. That was Burley's tail, in case you're wondering. Compared to spots like this where there's only grass growing, and part of this is the kind of grass that was growing here, but see how much bare soil is showing between that when you look straight down. It's not nearly as solid as the clover makes it. And over there we had a wood chip pile that I've finished using up in the garden and so on, so we scraped that flat. So I just seeded a little bit more clover into there, and this is what that looks like. It's coming up just little teeny weeny baby green pairs of leaves have just germinated. But overall, I am really, really happy with this. I think it looks beautiful. It's green. If I had my shoes off, it's actually soft to walk on. This is probably the only place on the property right now that's safe to walk on actually barefoot without stepping on broken glass and other such fun things that were here when we bought it. Wearing my favorite Zero shoes. This is my old pair. They're practically come apart, so I use them for chores like this. I've been wearing these for years, and they've now just started to fail everywhere because of age, but I still wear them for chores till they actually won't stay on my feet. But I have several newer pairs. Anyhow, I'm really, really happy with the clover yard, and if you've been following even longer, you probably know there was clover all around the little yard area, the tiny house up in the clearing. It is so much of a brighter, more intense green than the grass. I love how it fills in. This is the only spot I can mow without massive dust clouds going up in the air because of all the exposed soil just being turned up by the mower blades, being, you know, like the wind created by them. And some of these areas I didn't get a lot of seed in, so a few areas I've added some more. And clover kind of comes up in its first year, it makes like a little plant, and then it gets a little bit bigger, and then it starts to really spread. So this is starting to fill in pretty nicely now, halfway into its second year, and I'm hopeful that by next year, maybe it will actually choke most of the grass out in this area where I want to maintain a little spot where we can sit or have a bonfire, enjoy watching the hummingbirds that are right behind the camera right now, or look at the garden, you know, this little area can be maintained as a nice green open area. Well, once again, what we want to do is get the whole pretty much rest of the grass area, try to get the quackgrass out-competed and turn it into bushes, trees, you know, woods edge, all that kind of thing. So that's several people had asked how the clover lawn was doing. That's how it's doing. I'm really happy with it, and if you missed the whole original discussion, clover is very beneficial even if you want to keep it mixed with grass, because it is a nitrogen fixer, so it adds the nitrogen you might otherwise be buying as fertilizer to make your lawn look nice and green. It tends to be more drought tolerant than grass, and as you can see, it gets a few little white flowers, which I think are beautiful. If you keep it mowed regularly, you aren't even going to see them. I haven't mowed this in almost a month because it's been so hot and dry here that nothing has really grown. But when I do mow it, then I try to do it like first thing in the morning before the bees are all over it, because the honeybees love the clover. So that could be a benefit if you want to let it flower. If you want to help support pollinators in your area, that's awesome. And even if not, you can just keep it mowed down, and it's still going to be adding to the health of the soil. So that's my update on how it's doing.
We hope you enjoyed it.
Come back next time for more adventures.
Thanks for watching.